Hello, everybody. Hello, happy Halloween. It is absolutely pouring the rain and the wind is blowing like crazy. So we will have some disappointed children in the neighborhood tonight. I hope you guys are having better weather than we are. So I'm going to actually take these out. I just finished a fantastic webinar with Dr. Todd Frisch. Oh my, if you missed it, I hate that you missed it because it was fascinating. So Dr. Todd Frisch talks about facial diagnosing and facial recognition as a diagnostic tool for finding out what's going on with somebody's health, find out what's their emotions, their physicality, all of those things. So say hello if you pop in, please, so I can see that you're here. But what I want to say is this, you guys. One of the reasons why I wanted to come in here and talk about this real quick is because I think one of the things we're not focusing on enough when we're trying to build our businesses, we're not focusing enough on personal growth. In order to grow your business, you must first focus on growing yourself, right? So, hi, Kim, how are you? Wasn't that so cool? Oh my gosh, so accurate, so cool. I'm gonna share the link to the book here in just a moment. Hi, Shirley. So let's talk for just a second about what it means, what I mean when I say that you must do this in order to grow your business. So a couple of things. First of all, we should always be working to improve ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically, right? We should always have something that we're focused on to continue to improve our lives. And, when I was married, I remember one time saying, don't you think this is absolutely fascinating? I was talking about Dr. John Sarno and how he was talking about psychosomatic illness showing up in the body. So, the things that we think affect our bodies, the things that we don't know that we're thinking or have happened to us, how they affect our health, right? So I was talking about that, and I was just telling my ex-husband, I was like, this fascinates me. And I remember reading something from the book and him looking at me and saying, I don't go that deep. I'm perfectly happy exactly as I am. And I thought to myself, how is that possible? How can you not want to grow and learn and change and be a better person, right? So here's the thing. Why is it important to your business that you're continually working on yourself, right? When we are working with our clients, and I'm just going to go from the perspective of how I teach, which is functional health coaching, top to bottom, right to left, we should be looking at the whole person. Meet them where they are, take them where they want to be in a way that feels good to them. But the only way that we can do that is to know all of the ins and outs about somebody, right? All of the details, which is what the intake form is for. But here's the thing. If we are not always growing and changing and working on ourselves, how can we expect our clients to do that? How can we expect our clients to look at sabotaging relationships, to look at the things that they're eating and drinking on the weekend that don't make sense because during the week they're so good, right? How can we expect them to dig into their past trauma or issues that they've had in their life if we are not doing the work on ourselves? Now, for many years, once I got my health back and restored after, adrenal problems and thyroid stuff and all of that, I used to think, oh, good, I'm going to coast right along here, right? And I'm all good and I feel good. I'm exercising again. I'm sleeping great. And then the mental, emotional things started to come in where it was like, you know what? I think I could actually be a better coach if I had a better active listening technique, if I knew how to actively listen to people better. How do I do that? So I started to learn about that. Then I started to think about how do I recognize when there's something going on or some distress in family relationships or old trauma and things like that. So I started to dig in my own stuff with that too. So one of the reasons why how this helps us to become a better coach is because we're able to better recognize and see things in other people that we're working with. If we have either walked through something for ourselves, if we've studied something to find out what's going on with ourselves, maybe we've crossed some information that we can recognize in our clients. But here's the thing also, you guys, is that life is always changing. It's always changing. I never, ever, ever imagined that I would be divorced at 48 years old and starting over, right? This last couple of years of my life where I have learned more about boundaries and about toxicity in the body and how it relates to the relationships we have, how, you could be eating everything perfectly right and moving your body exactly as you should, and you still might not feel good because of unaddressed things that you don't know about, right? How will we ever know that if we don't start working on ourselves? Now, the way that your business grows around this is that when we're growing and we're moving forward and we're changing in our personal life, then we invite that growth into our business, into our marriages, into our relationships in all areas. If you're stagnated in caring for yourself or learning about yourself, your business will not grow either. Everything follows the direction of energy, right? And I've been talking a little bit more about energy and a little bit more about boundaries. Hi, everybody. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Honor. Hi, everybody. Yeah, and so we have to think about this. When we take one step forward, everything follows with us, right? And I'll use my business as an example again. Is back when the marriage fell apart and he left and all of that, business started to pick up and take off. But it wasn't about anything changing in my business. I didn't change anything about the way I did my business. I just relieved myself of a heavy burden of things that was weighing me down and holding me back. So that is the only thing that changed, was my marriage, and my business started to pick up even more. So if you don't believe that is true, try doing something different today. I want you to think about one thing that you could do different, that you could, as an action step, focus on for yourself, of changing that maybe you've been avoiding, right? Maybe, you're saying, well, I'll do the Dutch test in January. In the meantime, I'm just going to sit here with my hormones and be miserable. Maybe you've got some gut stuff going on. You're like, well, I'll just keep taking my glutamine and my enzymes and I'll push through to the end of Christmas. Or maybe you're in a relationship with your spouse. Maybe it's one of your parents. Maybe it's even a child, one of your children, that's not feeling so great, not working out so well. Can you look at yourself and figure out, what part am I playing in this relationship that's causing us not to move forward in a healthy way? And then I want you to pay attention to what happens to your business once you start taking those steps forward. It will change. Things will start coming your way. Things will start happening. So my suggestion for you guys today on this rainy Halloween, or this, whatever your weather is like there, is to take a few minutes to yourself today. And I want you to look at an area in your life that maybe you've been hesitant or resistant to facing and dealing with. Maybe a relationship, again, that maybe isn't feeling so good to you. What part are you playing in that relationship that could be holding you back from having a healthier, happier relationship? And then I want you to just make a mental note. You can write it in your calendar if you want to. And then I want you to watch what happens with your business as time goes on. It's not an immediate thing. It's not, oh, I started working on my marriage and now I'm waiting for my business to grow. No, we have to continue to do things that grow the business. But I want you to just kind of keep a passive eye on what happens. Maybe you get another client that asks for a free consultation. Maybe someone says, oh, I heard all about you and I want to set up an appointment with you. Or I know you're doing group talks, I'd love to attend. Maybe someone says, hey, I'm doing free websites, I'd love to do a page for you. Anything that represents change and growth in a positive way for your business counts, okay? So, and I'd love to hear about it, you guys. I'd love to hear, what are you doing to take forward steps in your life? What are you doing that is changing things for the better in your personal life? And then what might have happened, what happens and what follows in your business as well. So please come back and post here. Or if you're a student or you're a member of the mentorship group, I want to hear about your experience, because if you are not constantly working, and I don't mean like, oh, I got to read this self-help book and go to therapy every day of the week, nothing like that. I'm just talking about working on changing these things inside of yourself that maybe you've been resistant to. Picking one of those things to move forward with, and then just seeing how the rest of your life unfolds, okay? All right, you guys have a happy Halloween, and as always, reach out to me, carmenhunterhealth@gmail.com, if you're interested in mentorship with me, or if you're interested in joining the Health Coach Mentorship and Mastery Group. The doors are open for that. And of course, the school, the Institute for Functional Health Coaching.com, is open at all times. And I'd love to have a call with you, and so would our team. So reach out to us. We want to hear from you. Happy Halloween, guys. Have a great rest of the day.